welcome to this week's video. For this week, I thought I would do a book haul. These are a few books from my surplus there that I have yet to show you. So we'll say this is my May book haul. May, June, maybe, because we're towards the end of the month. So yeah, we'll say May. Few hardcovers and a few trade paperbacks. So these are big books. We will start with Pam Jenoff's The Diplomat's Wife, and Pam Jenoff is she writes usually like World War II set books. She has The Orphan's Tale and Commandant's Wife, I believe, and Commandant's Girl. So yeah, sort of like those sort of World War II set sprawling kind of saga books. And so let me read the blurb for you. 1945. Marta Niederman has barely survived the brutality of a Nazi concentration camp where she was imprisoned for her work with the Polish resistance. Lucky to have escaped with her life, she meets Paul, an American soldier who gives her hope of a happier future. The two make a promise to meet in London, but Paul is in a deadly plane crash and never arrives. Finding herself pregnant and alone in a strange city, Marta finds comfort with a kind British diplomat and the two soon marry. But Marta's happiness is threatened when the British government seeks her help to locate a communist spy, an undercover mission that resurrects the past with far-reaching consequences. I really hope that it's Paul. I hope that Paul is still alive and this causes all kinds of havoc with her new life, because I love sort of Back from the Dead lovers, Back from the Dead hubbies. Yeah, so very much looking forward to The Diplomat's Wife by Pam Jenoff. Next we have The Rose Code by Kate Quinn. Let's see. 1940. Sensing a theme in this book haul. As England prepares to fight the Nazis, three very different women answer the call to a mysterious country estate, Bletchley Park, where the best minds in Britain train to break German military codes. Vivacious debutante Asla has everything: beauty, wealth, oh my God, wealth! I cannot words. And the dashing Prince Philip of Greece sending her roses. But she burns to prove herself as more than a society girl and puts her fluent German to use as a translator of decoded enemy secrets. Imperious self-made Mab, a product of East End London poverty, works the legendary code-breaking machines as she conceals old wounds and looks for a socially advantageous husband. Both Asla and Mab are quick to see the potential in local village spinster Beth, whose shyness conceals a brilliant facility with puzzles. And soon Beth spreads her wings as one of the park's new female cryptanalysts. But war, loss, and the impossible pressure of secrecy will tear the three apart. 1947. As the royal wedding of Princess Elizabeth and Prince Philip whips post-war Britain into a fever, the three friends turned enemies are reunited by a mysterious encrypted letter, the key to which lies buried in the long-ago betrayal that destroyed their friendship and left one of them confined to an asylum. An enigmatic traitor has emerged from the shadows of their Bletchley Park past, and now Asla, Mab, and Beth must resurrect their old alliance and crack one last code together. But each petal they remove from the Rose Code brings danger and their true enemy closer. Ooh, Lord! Oh, this sounds really, really good. Code-breaking women, betrayal, friendships, World War II. I am so on this. Like, oh my goodness. Yes, indeed. This is for me. This is definitely for me. Next, we have part of a 3 for $10 deal that my Rexall I'm so happy that my Rexall pharmacy sells books, because during this whole COVID thing, I've been like really good about like not, buying like too many books and stuff, just because I haven't been able to go to my Value Village, which I think is now open now the restrictions are lifted, but haven't been yet. Hopefully going sometime this week. But because I have like that nice surplus, I haven't been like too book crazy. So, but that my Rexall, it's sort of like my reward for like going out and being active as much as I can, like during the COVID, sort of like a reward for myself, because I'm very much a homebody, and but it's nice to like go out and like get some fresh air and like all that stuff, and like get your heart going, and which we all need. So my Rexall was having a 3 for $10 deal of some hardcovers that they had, and I picked some up. One I gave to my sister because she's a big Dean Koontz fan, and they had one of his books, the Odd Something. Is a series that he has about some supernatural guy or kid with powers, Odd Something, and it was the conclusion of that series that they had one of the books at my Rexall, so I got one from her as part of my 3 for $10 deal, and these are the other two. Jane Hamilton's The Excellent Lombards. It looks very estatey. That's a descriptive word. Mary Frances Frankie Lombard is fiercely in love with her family's sprawling apple orchard and the tangled web of family members who inhabit it. Content to spend her days planning capers with her brother William, competing with her brainy cousin Amanda, and expertly tending the orchard with her father, Frankie desires nothing more than for the rhythm of life to continue undisturbed. However, she cannot help but notice that while some family members stay on the farm, others must leave it and her behind. Change is inevitable, and threats of urbanization, disinheritance, and her own rites of passage soon shake the foundation of Frankie's roots. Frankie is left struggling to answer questions that have always haunted her before time catches up to the Lombards. Who will take over the farm for the next generation? What would it mean for her family to abandon its birthright? And does leaving home mean losing a part of yourself? So they own an orchard, and it's one of those epic family sagas that I so adore. Not that big a book, so we'll see how that goes. Next we have a J.D. Robb in-depth book. This one is Apprentice in-depth. I've read like the first 4 or 5, I think, and I'm not sure where this one falls in the series, but I know it's not the next one that I need to read, so I won't be reading this one yet, but I have it for when I am ready to read it in the series. I think the series is like 40 books long or something at this point. Like, J.D. Robb, also known as Nora Roberts, does not sleep. This woman is the most prolific writer, I would say, across any genre. Any. Like, if you know one that has written like more books than her, comment me. Tell me. But J.D. Robb, Nora Roberts, I think, yeah, she's one of the most prolific. So let's read the blurb here. This is Apprentice in-depth. The shots came quickly, silently, and with deadly accuracy. Within seconds, 3 people were dead at Central Park's ice skating rink. The victims, a talented young skater, a doctor, and a teacher, as random can be. Eve Dallas has seen lots of killers during her time with the NYPSD, but never one like this. A review of the security videos reveals that the victims were killed with a tactical laser rifle fired by a sniper who could have been miles away when the trigger was pulled. And although the list of locations where the shooter could have set up seems endless, the number of people with that particular skill set is finite. Police, military, professional killer. Eve's husband, Rourke, has unlimited resources and genius at his disposal, and when this computer program leads Eve to the location of the sniper, she learns a shocking fact. There were two, one older, one younger. Someone is being trained by an expert in the science of killing, and they have an agenda. Central Park was just a warm-up, and as another sniper attack shakes the city to its core, Eve realizes that though we're all shaped by the people around us, there are those who are just born evil. And that is Apprentice in Depth, and oh my goodness. I have really enjoyed the first couple of in-depth books that I've read. And I'm not much of a romantic suspense fan, so I read it more for like Eve and Rourke and the characters and like their like sort of interactions with each other and the relationships with the characters than I do for the suspense stuff. But yeah, I really enjoy her characters. So looking forward to that one when I get to this number in the series. Next we have another sort of automatic buy, Paris by Edward Rutherford. Now, I love Edward Rutherford's books. He writes these sprawling sort of historical epics where he like goes from like the foundation of a certain city or country, from like its like very beginnings, from like sometimes like cave people to modern day, and he follows like the families over like generations, and yeah, and it's just, it's wonderfully written in the sense that like it's a historical, but he doesn't like do too much of like the info dump thing. It's like he doesn't just like sort of tell you the facts of that particular era. You experience it through the characters and the families and their descendants and generations, you know, like just through time. And I love how he does historical fiction. The first one I read of his was, I think, Sarum, S-A-R-U-M. And really, really, like, since then, he's been an auto-buy for me. So let's start here with the blurb. Internationally best-selling author Edward Rutherford has enchanted millions of readers with his sweeping multi-generational dramas that illuminate the great achievements and travails of history. In this breathtaking saga of love, war, art, and intrigue, Rutherford has set his sights on the most magnificent city in the world, Paris. The novel opens in La Belle Époque, a golden age of peace and joie de vivre. Moving back and forth in time across centuries, the story unfolds through intimate and vivid tales of self-discovery, divided loyalty, passion, and long-kept secrets of characters both fictional and real, all set against the backdrop of the glorious city, from the summit of Montmartre, to the Gothic towers of Notre Dame, to the grand boulevards. The noble family Cygne, C-Y-G-N-E, Cygne, has served king and country through the ages and claims descent from the hero of the celebrated poem, The Song of Roland. The Le Sourd come from the humble beginnings and embody the ideals of the French Revolution and the Paris Commune. The Gascon brothers are from the dangerous slums behind Montmartre, while one goes to work building the world's most recognizable icon, the Eiffel Tower. The other makes a living in the sinful underworld of Pigalle, near the famed Moulin Rouge. That movie, oh my god. Ewan McGregor, you precious cinnamon roll, you. The Blanchards lost everything during the reign of Louis XV, but rose again in the age of Napoleon, and won their place among the middle class of urban sophisticates, who helped establish Paris as the great center of art, literature, and style that it is today. We follow this family through families through good times and bad as they come of age, seek their fortunes, excuse me, and fall in and out of love. From the building of Notre Dame and the waning days of the Knights Templar to the machinations of Cardinal Richelieu and the bloody religious conflict between Catholics and Huguenots. From the glittering court of Versailles to the violence of the French Revolution and the turmoil of the Paris Commune, from the hedonism of the Belle Epoque and the heyday of the Impressionists to the tragedy of the First World War and 1920s, when the writers of the lost generation could be found drinking at Les Deux Magots, from the heroic efforts of the French resistance to the student revolt of 1968. With his unrivaled blend of impeccable research and narrative verve, Rutherford weaves an extraordinary tapestry that captures the medieval world of saints and scholars, just as it captures the modern French ideals of liberté, égalité, fraternité. More richly detailed, more thrilling, and more romantic than anything Rutherford has written before, Paris, the novel, is a tour de force that brings the sights, scents, and tastes of Paris to sumptuous life. The city of light and love awaits you. Y'all! All that is in here. All that is in here. So I am very much looking forward to this one. And finally, we have Jeffrey Archer's Only Time Will Tell. Now, I love Jeffrey Archer. Love his Cain and Abel series. I can't remember the last one that I read, but I remember that I did not enjoy it. As the Crow Flies, or As Time Flies, or something like that. I was very disappointed in that one, but we'll give him another shot because Cain and Abel was so good. It's Jeffrey Archer's Only Time Will Tell. And let's see. From the international best-selling author of Cain and Abel and Prisoner of Birth comes Only Time Will Tell, the first in an ambitious new series that tells the story of one family across generations, across oceans, heartbreak to triumph. The epic tale of Harry Clifton's life begins in 1920 with the words, "I was told that my father was killed in the war." A dock worker in Bristol, Harry never knew his father, but he learns about life on the docks from his uncle, who expects Harry to join him at the shipyard once he's left school. But from an unexpected gift wins him a scholarship to an exclusive boys' school, and his life will never be the same again. As he enters into adulthood, Harry finally learns how his father really died. But the awful truth only leads him to question, was he even his father? Is he the son of Arthur Clifton, a stevedore who spent his whole life on the docks, or the firstborn son of a scion of West Country society, whose family owns a shipping line? This introductory novel in Archer's ambitious series, The Clifton Chronicles, includes a cast of colorful characters and takes us from the ravages of the Great War to the outbreak of the Second World War, when Harry must decide whether to take up a place at Oxford or join the Navy and go to war with Hitler's Germany. From the docks of working-class New England, From the docks of working-class England to the bustling streets of 1940 New York City, Only Time Will Tell takes readers on a journey through to future volumes which will bring to life 100 years of recent history to reveal a story that neither the reader nor Harry Clifton himself could ever have imagined. So again, those like big sprawling generational sagas that I love so very much. So looking forward to that one. So those were a few books in my book haul shelf there. Hope you enjoyed that. If you've read any of these, let me know. And that's going to be it for this week's video. So follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/authorejamie. Like my Facebook page at facebook.com/authorejamie, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!